More than 2 million jobs created in Ethiopia in 3 years under the Growth and Transformation Plan. Egypt's interim cabinet discusses ongoing crisis in the country. Hello there, dear viewers. Welcome to TV News. I'm Bethlehem Taye. Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn urged government universities to produce skilled human power to boost the industry sector. The Premier held discussions with close to 1,700 presidents, deans, and department heads drawn from public universities. Lalu Itala reports.
The government of Ethiopia is doing its best to increase the number of institutions and advance the quality of education across the nation. So far, it has built around 33 public higher institutions in different parts of the country with the same spirit. Some 1,700 instructors and academic leaders from various state universities have been under training for the past 20 days in Addis Ababa. The training has been aimed at increasing the capacity of those institutions and equipping them with the necessary tools to help them play a role in the fight against poverty. While wrapping up their training, the officials and academicians held discussion with Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn on issues related to teaching and learning in their respective institutions. Responding to queries raised by the trainees, the Premier said researches being conducted at higher learning institutions should change the lives of people. Academicians working in higher learning institutions could help Ethiopia achieve educational strategies to intensify university industry link and accelerate the country's socio-economic growth.
ናትልቁ ትኩረታችን መሆን ያለበት የምናመርታቸው ልጆች ወይም ወጣቶች ከዩኒቨርሲቲዎች ሲወጡ በብቃት ይሄን ስራ መስራት.
Every university has to establish a strong link with industries, since the very fundamental assignment of higher learning institution is to pursue that demand. If they could create competitive human power, they are serving their best and can achieve their mission.
The participants have asked the Prime Minister for his administration to facilitate the technology transfer from foreign institutions and other incentives, including financial support to own residential units. Hailemariam told the gathering that if public universities remain steadfast to beef up their capacity, the government is ready to provide various incentives to equip them with the required tools of teaching and learning. The Premier has emphasized that Ethiopia can only join middle-income economy if there is a national consensus among the public in general and academicians in particular.
የጋራ ራዕይ ወይም shared vision ብዙዎች የሚሉትን ካልተያዘ በስተቀር
Should we ensure our ambition of joining middle-income economy, then now is high time to discharge our responsibility with that spirit in mind. We have to build shared understanding to achieve the aspiration and extricate the nation out of poverty. For that to happen, you academicians have vital role to play.
ERT learns that the second round of the training for officials and instructors of state higher institutions is due to begin shortly.
More than 2 million jobs had been created in Ethiopia over the past 3 years of the Growth and Transformation Plan. The Ministry of Urban Development and Construction says it is ready to provide 3 billion birr worth industrial machineries through lease to micro and small enterprises this fiscal year to buttress the manufacturing sector. Habib Mohammed has more.
The Growth and Transformation Plan aims to provide 3 million job opportunities in 5 years. The performance so far shows a supply of over 2 million jobs, which is a little below the whole plan. Construction, trade and service, manufacturing industry, urban agriculture and mega projects of the country offer the job opportunities over the last years. Makri Haile, Minister of Urban Development and Construction, had this to say.
የአመለካከትና የክህሎት ስልጠናን በተመለከተ
Concerning skills development training, we have given technical and skill training to more than 1 million micro and small enterprises. More than 7,000 of them have also got leadership training.
Among the employed, 7,000 in professionals who graduated with various levels of education. Operators in small and micro enterprises received over 2.6 billion birr and deposited over 3.4 billion birr over the last 3 years. The credit performance to small and micro enterprises is around 72%, while the saving is 35% more than the target. Micro and small operators were provided over 2,000 hectares of land for production in 3,985 places for shopping. According to the minister, the government is working this fiscal year to further boost earnings and capacity of micro and small enterprises engaged in the manufacturing sector.
In terms of urban construction and development, more than 893 kilometer cobblestone roads, 1,463 kilometer drainage structure, and 4,433 shops were built in this fiscal year.
Provision of production machines through lease will be put in place in Addis Ababa and 4 major regions, which will later be replicated in all regions in the country.
Now to the news in brief. It has been a year since the passing away of the great leader of Ethiopia, Prime Minister Meles Zenawi. The first year memorial of the late premier is being celebrated with various assortments. Residents of Addis Ababa held a mass walk on Sunday in remembrance of the late premier. The residents told ERTA that the visionary leader Meles Zenawi made a big stride in stepping up Ethiopia's economic development with his wise leadership over the last 2 decades. The residents mentioned that they have acquired a lot from the late leader that they take as their life principles. Office for Government Communication Affairs announced that the current national mobilization of planting tree seedlings has abundant contributions towards ensuring food security besides conserving the environment. Employees and senior officials of Office for Government Communication Affairs, Ethiopian Press Agency and Ethiopian Broadcasting Authority planted tree seedlings here in Addis Ababa in memory of the late Prime Minister Meles Zenawi, who had been the architect of Ethiopia's green economic development. According to Haimanot Zelek, Information Service Director with the Office for Government Communication Affairs, the national program would have a great importance to ensure food security as well as to effectively accomplish Ethiopia's climate-resilient green economy. Zelalem Sheferrao, Environmental Protection Officer with Gulale Subsidy, for his part urged the employees to sustain conservation of the planted seedlings until they sprout. The employees promised to look after the seedlings throughout the year. Sudanese President Omar Hassan al-Bashir is scheduled to attend the first anniversary of the passing away of late Ethiopian Prime Minister Meles Zenawi in Addis Ababa, which will start on the 20th of August. Meanwhile, Sudan will organize first memorial service for the late Ethiopian Prime Minister on the 24th of August at the Friendship Hall. The program will be attended by the Ethiopian Foreign Minister, who will lead a delegation of high-level Ethiopian officials. Sudan Vision reported that several working papers will be presented during the sessions of the program on the distinguished role of late Meles Zenawi regionally and internationally, along with strategic papers on the relations between Sudan and Ethiopia. The Meles Zenawi Foundation announced that the commemoration will start on August 20. Ministry of Finance and Economic Development said the Financial Accountability and Transparency Program under execution throughout the country to promote dissemination of financial information to the public is bearing fruits. Speaking at a relevant meeting in Hawassa, Expenditure Management and Control Program Office Head with Ministry, Musa Mohammed, said government institutions have been disseminating budgetary information to the public through billboards, conferences, and the media. He said the participation of the public in monitoring government budget and expenditure at all levels is showing improvements since the launching of the program 3 years ago. The public is monitoring if the budget allocated to undertake development activities and promotion of good governance is used for the intended purpose, he added. Finance and Economic Development Bureau heads drawn from the 9 regional states and Addis Ababa and Dredwa City administrations took part in the 2-day meeting organized to evaluate performance of the program.